Welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the T in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And that's all you're getting for my not horrible, but certainly not great Cher impression today. It's not right, but it's not okay either. Thank God no one's redone Whitney. We can leave that one alone. We can leave Whitney alone. Our Snatch Game is concerned.
Leave Whitney alone.
Leave Whitney alone. Anyway, hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. If you can't tell, I'm certainly excited for one of these Snatch Game choices this week. We will certainly get into it, but I'm very excited to dive into it all. And as always, got my cup mug on hand. You can get yours at lanagcreations.com. Link is in the description below, and that beautiful QR code floating right over in that top right corner right there. We do ship domestically within North America and internationally, so there are no excuses. Go get your cup mug, and I thank you.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Mike. I'm your buff bodybuilding correspondent down in Dallas, Texas. I put the him in himbo and the gay in video gamer, and maybe the bae in basic. Let me know in the comments. Today I feel like we have some a character is joining Liza Minnelli in the pantheon of it will always work on Snatch Game. I think chair. I'm chair, bitch.
I cannot.
It always works. It's never
Bonnie and Clyde, I love you. And I've made that very clear throughout this whole season, but just, oh my God. This episode, I need everyone who is talking about how crap this season is of Drag Race UK to shut up. And I understand that they got rid of most of the people of color very early, and I agree with you. I'm not thrilled about it either. But to say this season is shit is disrespectful and incorrect.
I kind of have to agree. We have talked long on this podcast about the specific queens that we feel like we're getting overlooked, but I also feel like we're getting such great performances in drag, like of the cast that's left. It's production's fault. It's not these queens' faults, because these queens are fire. They're hilarious. They're great.
Incredible.
Every single week.
Like this season is turning out to be one of my favorite seasons of Drag Race UK. Yes, production is not doing what production should be doing, let's be real. But at the end of the day, the queens are delivering incredible drag. That is what we're here to watch. And the queens are delivering incredible drag. And this week, I think, is a prime example of why I love Drag Race. And I'm so excited to get into it.
100%. I actually think, like, we'll get into it, but Snatch Games usually are like mixed bags most of the time. I feel like this one was actually really good. I don't think anybody did overwhelming. Well, we'll talk about it, but
I think one person did overwhelmingly bad and everyone else did pretty fine.
Yeah, exactly. Which is rare. That's rare.
I agree with that. We are going to dive into all of it. Before we do, though, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. Still a lot of drag going on. We're in the midst of a lot of drag. We got RuPaul's Drag Race UK, we've got Drag Race España, we've got La Más Draga, and we've got Dragula Titans 2 right now, with Canada's Drag Race officially less than 2 weeks away. Very excited about that. Thrilled for that. But make sure you are subscribed, hit the notification bell so you know when we're putting out all of our content, as well as some fabulous, wonderful Patreon content, that some exclusive content, some early access content that will be going up over on our Patreon. So make sure to check all of that out as well. You can check out everything else we're doing across the Cup Network. All the links for that will be in the description below. And you can also follow me and Mike. Our links are down below as well. And get your merch, all the things, all the lovely, wonderful, and fabulous things. But we come back into the workroom after the double win during the Rusical. And and after Sally's elimination. And Selexa's ready to fight.
Oh my gosh, yes. She heard that one Bonnie and Clyde had very opinionated opinions. I didn't know how else to say that about her performance in the Rusical. And she wanted to know what was up.
And Bonnie's like, yep, that's how I feel.
I don't know what Celexa was expecting. Like, Bonnie was just like, yeah, I felt like you didn't do enough with the character. Period. And then Selexa's just like, all like, it did not work out for Celexa. I think she was still very upset about it. And Bonnie's like, you asked my opinion. I will give you my opinion. Like, don't take it personally. Like I love you.
Like, I really think Celexa was expecting a, like, that's my opinion moment. And I think she was trying to, like, stoke that a little bit. And Bonnie was just like, girl, I don't care. Like, don't ask for the opinion you can't take.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take that with me. Like, genuinely, honestly, don't ask for the opinion you can't take.
Exactly. Like, you asked for the criticism, I'm going to give you. I think Bonnie is just like, I'm not fake. I'm not like double-faced. I just gave my opinion and I'll give it to your face if you want.
Exactly. It's like, here we go. That's what we're going to do. That's fine.
And I also think it's more of like, you don't really need to tell Celexa because she was already like bottom safe for the episode. So it's just like, I don't want to kick her while she's down. The judges felt differently than I did. And then that's that, honestly.
Yeah. And then they move it to next day in the workroom, and Bonnie's just like, well, I'm sorry if you felt a certain way about everything, but that is how I feel. I stand by how I feel. I am sorry if you feel that way. Like, Selexa's still trying to make a thing out of it. But Bonnie's just like, no, girl, this is how I feel. Like, I'm going to say, like, and Bonnie's like, well, you bite back if people are giving opinions, and like,
yeah, this was it. I don't understand what Celexa was going for. I can understand if like the pressure is getting to her and maybe she's just a little bit like, she got a win, but then she felt like she hit the bottom right after her win. And that's a really hard realization, because when you get a win, you feel like you're on top of the competition. You're like, I'm doing great. And then when you're in the bottom the very next week, you're just like, I am not secure in this competition. And then all of a sudden you're very like on edge. And I can understand that feeling from Celexa, but also like, it's really not personal. Like, some people have bad weeks. I think Bonnie's had less than average weeks before. I don't think she's been in the bottom ever, but like,
no, she was low for the design challenge, and that's the only time she's been low so far.
But that wasn't the greatest week for her either.
No,
it happens to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Celexa didn't have a great week that week either. And so, like, I really do think, here, conspiracy theory time. Celexa, I love you. I adore you. I think you're fabulous. My conspiracy theory, I think Selexa's trying to make drama with Bonnie here so that she has a storyline going into the back half of the season so that producers will keep her around a little bit longer.
You think?
Because I think so. Because at this point, like, she has a win, but it really kind of like neutralizes things, because she's had a very rocky trajectory throughout the competition. Obviously, we still have two no badge winners in Katrin and Taris, who are both on a either steady trajectory or an upward trajectory in the case of both of Taris, or of Katrin and Taris, respectively. I think there's a little bit, and I see this, I see a little bit of Selexa's mind working in the same way that Candy Muse's mind works, where it's like Candy the producer, Candy the director, where Celexa is and I've seen this throughout the whole season, and I haven't really commented on it, but it's something I've noticed throughout a lot of the season, subtly kind of in the background. Celexa has done a really good job at producing herself. And I don't mean this as a negative thing, because I actually think it's quite positive in Selexa's case, and I would say in Candy's as well. For the most part, if you don't have star quality, it got an Emmy.
Yeah,
hey. It
that was
worked
a
out for
great
Candy in the
moment.
end. Exactly.
I mean, people came for her, but I thought she was like, she's entertaining me. I don't know what y'all are complaining about.
100%. But Celexa, for me, her mind seems to be working in a way where she knows she's on Drag Race, and she's putting herself in the right places at the right time to make sure that not only is her, because she knows her drag is good. She knows she's polished. She knows she's at a very high caliber. But she also recognizes that the caliber of drag around her is very high. She needs to do something in order to stand out, in order to separate herself from other competitors. So what is she going to do? Latch onto one of the only things that she currently has, which is this little bit of drama with Bonnie. And unfortunately for Celexa, Bonnie isn't really biting back.
Mm-hmm.
And so ultimately in this like New Day in the workroom situation, she's like, okay, well, you can feel how you feel, whatever. I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. Producer mind, I see it just as producer mind for me. That's how I see Celexa working. And I don't mean that as a negative in the slightest, because I think it's brilliant. And honestly, if I was ever on Drag Race, that's how I would work. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going to compete in the competition and do the best drag that I can. But I'm also in the back of my mind going to go, what can I do to further myself in the competition to make producers want to keep me on TV?
Yeah, we always talk about how it's very produced and how the production makes decisions based on like TV. If you're there making the TV moments, they're going to want to keep you around more, even if maybe the merits of the challenge didn't necessarily match that. It might save you if you're having a bad week, but you've been great TV up to that point. Production might put up with you a few more weeks, and it might elongate your time in the competition, which gets you more screen time, which gets you more opportunities off the season. So I don't see that as a negative either, if that is Celexa's mindset of like, I need to make a moment, and producers will see that I'm willing to go there and make a moment, and I'm not going to be shy about it. The problem is that Bonnie is like, I think, kind of the resident professional in the room who, like, if there's like, like a fight thrown her way, she knows how to diffuse it, because she's like, I've been around the block, like in this industry, like I know I've come across. It seems like she's come across these incidents before in her real life, and so she's just like, I'm just gonna tell you what it is. If you don't like it, whatever. I'm not gonna get into a big fight about it. That's just not her energy.
Right. It's like, at the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah.
But we get RuPaul coming in. We find out that our mini challenge is the reading challenge. And God, I wish it wasn't.
It's so funny that we just said that this Snatch Game was really, really great, because what wasn't great? This reading challenge.
I think, I'm going to thank Perla for making the comparison between the Series 7 UK reading challenge and the Canada Season 5 reading challenge, because I was going to make it. And then she went ahead and did it for me, because it was bad. This was bad. Like, oh God.
I don't know. I think there was maybe 2 jokes I laughed at.
And I think both of them were from Bones.
Yeah, I think there was. I wrote them down, which was a waste of time, honestly. But I wrote them down. Oh, Celexa had a Goldilocks and the Three Bears read for Bonnie that I thought was kind of funny. It was like it was like a little chuckle. But everything else, the note I kept writing is didn't land.
It really just, I thought, and obviously we got Bones wins. She goes first, and she is the only person that makes any sort of good joke. I thought her 3 Celtic Pigs read was good.
That was good. That was the best one of the night.
And it was the first one, and I'm like, girl. Like, Bonnie gets her drag from the market. Catherine's ready to go home, and Elle smells like roast beef.
Yeah,
I'm like, girl, what?
That was clever. That was a clever read.
Coupled with Katrin, what would we do if we didn't have Katrin to light up the workroom? Well, we could just put in a fridge.
Put a fridge in a dress.
A fridge in a dress. And then I didn't write any reads for Celexa because I didn't expect her to be here this long. It's a classic, it's a classic reading challenge trope, but it always works. It always works. As long as you change it up a little bit, it works. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but it was bad.
You know, I think in respect of the castmates, maybe we can just kind of move on because I think they might want to forget that one too.
I'm fine with that. So Bones wins.
Yes.
And we find out that our maxi challenge for the week is Snatch Game, but with a twist. We're doing Snatch Me Out. Okay.
Yeah, I was, at first I was wondering, like, oh, why is it not just Snatch Game of Love? It sounds like Snatch Game of Love. And I looked it up. This is a reference to a show called Take Me Out on the UK, which is one man and 30 eligible bachelorettes that he's choosing to go out on a date based on their questions. And the little lighting up and lighting down, that's like actually on the show. So very clever, very cute. I like it. It's always, everybody like memed and made fun of the Snatch Game of Love when it first came out. I think it's a great format. I think it sets up so well for so many jokes.
I think it does as well. I think it just narrows the field with which like you can play certain characters. I think that's the difficulty with Snatch Game of Love. I will say I really loved this format. I think this format would work better with a larger group to play Snatch Game with, to be honest with you. And obviously based on the show Take Me Out, you can't really eliminate people from Snatch Game because that is very antithetical to the entire like purpose of Snatch Game. So I like the way that they did it. This is something where I feel like it would be interesting to do with like a cast of 10 or like a cast, like if the Snatch Game was a little bit bigger. I think 7 was a good number to try this out with. But I actually really enjoyed the format. This is one of the only Snatch Game derivative formats that I've really enjoyed in its first iteration. Because I didn't love the first iteration of Snatch Game of Love. I think now what we've gotten of it is good. But I really enjoyed this format. I thought it was really fun, unique, and different. And honestly, it solved my number one issue with UK Snatch Game, which is RuPaul didn't host it for most of the Snatch Game.
Yes, that's one thing RuPaul was just a bystander, and I think like not having to kind of host and kind of keep the flow of the show while also not being part of UK culture. I'm sorry, Ru, you are not. Having someone who is in the culture be part of it and hosting it is so much better because the jokes land better whenever there's those references that just go over Ru's head. So
we've been asking for it for 7 seasons. Thank you.
You
finally listened.
Thank you.
I loved every bit of it. I loved every single bit of it. I loved it.
Also, Jordan North is very handsome. He says he has a face for radio. I don't think.
But certainly a body for Sid.
Yes.
We'll talk more about Jordan North later. I do have the visual. Now we get the several times a year discussion, and I don't think we've had this discussion yet for a Snatch Game, Mike. Who would you do for Snatch Game?
I've always wanted to do for Snatch Game. I cannot believe she hasn't been done yet. I would do Sarah Palin. I think she is such a hilarious, like somebody that you can just lampoon so hard and be so mean about, and nobody will care because she deserves it.
Yeah. I think honestly, in that vein, now there's so many political figures that you could do now for Snatch Game that would be so good to do. Like, I think Sarah Palin is a great choice. I think Caroline Leavitt is a great choice to do now, to be honest with you. There's so much good material now, and you can just shit on her as much as you want.
And Rue will eat it
I
up.
love that choice. Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I mean, the closest we got was Irene's runway on All Stars 10.
Yeah.
But that
that's
wasn't
right.
even directly Sarah Palin.
It was Sarah Palin adjacent. It was very much the same visual. It was like Sarah Palin or like Michelle Bachmann, that type of like
Yeah.
that era politician. Yeah, that sort of lady Republican, like prim and proper, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, who would you do?
I've had a couple of thoughts over the time of doing the podcast. So I'll go back to my original one because I haven't mentioned her in a minute. Because I think it would always be really fun to do someone from the original Match Game. And I'm surprised that no one from the original Match Game has been done. Because I grew up watching Match Game. I was a Game Show Network kid growing up. So like
Same.
I watched all of the Match Game, Card Sharks, the original Whammy, like those were my shows. I would love to do Brett Summers.
Brett is such a good choice. Brett
And
was always Brett or Charlie.
Oh my God, Charles! I'm really surprised no one's done Charles Nelson Riley either.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, I mean, we got who did Bendela do?
Bendela did the Hollywood Squares guy.
Yeah, Paul. Oh Jesus Christ, Paul Lind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, self. We got Paul Lind, which is like the closest we've gotten to that characterization of someone adjacent to Charles Nelson Riley. I would do either of those two, or maybe both. If I felt ballsy enough to do both, because Rue knows both of those people.
Yes.
And like that's right in Rue's wheelhouse. But like fake cigarette, Brett Summers, just like not giving a single fuck.
Yes.
Just like, Rue, why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why is silly Sally doing this? I don't fucking care, Rue. Like it would be so perfect.
I have always loved Brett on Match Game. I would watch Match Game with my grandmother, and she's like a Christian church lady. She hated Brett because Brett was like foul mouthed and very much. She's like, oh, she's so nasty, but secretly inside, I'm like, she's kind of iconic. I love her because the little gay boy in me was like, I stand this woman.
I wish that we had someone that had an understanding of the original Match Game to finally do someone from the original Match Game. I'm surprised no one's done Betty White yet.
I was going to say Betty White was on Snatch Game, and I cannot believe no one's. I mean, Match Game, and I can't believe no one's done her on Snatch Game. She's such a, or at least do her as her Golden Girls character.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, because Rue McClanahan has been done twice and failed, I honestly think that a lot of people may be very, very nervous to do anything Golden Girls related. And to be honest, I understand.
At least Alexis Michelle did. She did beat Arthur in general and did a good job, I think.
And did well enough. And that's the best Golden Girls we've gotten, to be honest. Because both Rue McClanahan's failed miserably.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really interesting that no one's tried to tackle Betty. Because her characterization was never the biggest. But there is a lot you can pull from Match Game, and that is what I at least would pull from. Because Match Game is when she was the most herself. And so, like, there was so much you could pull from that even. Yeah, there's a lot you can do with Betty as well. But yeah, Brett Summers has always been my number one. Would love the chance to do Brett Summers.
Yeah. That'd be a good choice. When you said original Match Game, I immediately thought like, okay, it's either Brett or it's Charleston Nilsson Raleigh. So
Yeah. And actually, someone that I recently got very obsessed with because of a parody I saw of her, who was brought up in this episode, and I am upset, Paige, if you're watching. I was really hoping Paige was going to do Shar Shar Tilbs. Because I am obsessed with how completely delusional Charlotte Tilbury is. In the best way. No disrespect to Miss Tilbury. But I have become recently very obsessed with Charlotte Tilbury because of a parody of her that I saw from one of my favorite British drag channels, Novimpia. Shout out to Novimpia. Who do incredible parodies. If you are not familiar, please go familiarize yourself. Please, 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 please go familiarize yourself. They are absolutely fucking hilarious. But I didn't really know anything about Charlotte Tilbury until I saw Olympia do Charlotte Tilbury in their parody. And then I went back and watched a bunch of her interviews and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is spot on in the craziest way. And I was really hoping we would finally see Charlotte Tilbury. We got so close.
It would have been a funny choice. I don't know who of these queens, if any of them, would do this. But I've always wanted to see Philomena Kunk. If you know her show, that would be a great character to do. Just this.
I agree.
Anti-intellectual, like Brit, basically.
It would be so good. It would be so good. There's so many good characters. Many good characters. But a lot of people, what's really interesting about the Ru walkthroughs is so many people came with two characters. Like so many people were like, oh, I have this and I have this. And
Ru made it very well known which one every time she preferred.
And hey, you know what? If you're on Drag Race, do the character Ru tells you to do.
At least this time she wasn't like, screw your choices. I want you to be Macaulay Culkin.
Right. At least there was no like complete left field changing of anything. There was of your choices. I think
I would want to see this. Yeah. I want to laugh to this today.
Right. And I appreciated that at least. Yeah, it was a lovely Ru walkthrough. I did love when it's Elle, Celexa, and Katrin go up, and Katrin's in the Bonnie Tyler wig. And Ru goes, so Elle, you have 2 badges, and Celexa, you have 1. Katrin, do you have any?
Girl, you know the answer to that.
Ru, does she? Does she though, Mike? That's the real question of the day. I'm going to be real and honest with you. Does she know the answer?
I
don't know. I really don't know if Ru knows the answer.
Katrin was very polite about that answer, but part of me would have been like, you tell me. How many badges do I have, Ru?
I would have been like, no, and why don't I, Ru?
Yeah, exactly.
No, and it's your fault, Ru. Like, you're the one handing them out. You gave out 2 last week. Why couldn't you give out 2 a different week, too? Like, come on now.
Yeah. That was so mean of her.
Right. I'm like...
It's like she's like, and none for Gretchen Wiener, and then turns around and goes, who has candy canes? Yeah.
Right.
It's
I'm like
oh
I felt so bad.
Shaded by RuPaul.
Like, at this point, we have 2 queens with 0 badges going into Final 6. Spoiler. Do we think we're going to get a 0 badge finalist this year?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm so bad at remembering stuff. I wish we had Rupert on this podcast. they would know who the last finalist without a win is.
I think it's Ellie. On
Ellie
UK, I
Diamond?
believe it's Ellie. Yeah.
To be fair, Ellie Diamond probably should have won like a couple of those design challenges if Lawrence wasn't so
No.
damn good at designing. That's my opinion.
No, I'm
we
fine.
will agree to disagree.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I'm okay without Ellie Diamond having a win, personally, but that's just me. Yeah, I think it was Ellie.
Huh.
I think season 2 is like, I think they've been very good about it since. Yeah, because Dee Dee wasn't in the finale. And that's the difference maker, is if it was a top 4 on season 5, Dee Dee would have been the one. But Dee Dee was not in the top, or it was not a finalist.
Yeah.
So that was the difference maker.
I also think Dee Dee was shouted out in this episode as well.
Oh, yes, and we'll talk about it later. But I think we should snatch these girls out.
Let's do it. I'm ready to get snatched.
Yes.
Snatch game, bitch.
Whoa, it's time for Snatch Game with Jordan North. I mean, yeah. He's hot.
Yeah. We know what's happening here.
Yeah, I just have him on screen because he's hot. That's all. He did a great job, I will say as well. He did a lovely job.
Yeah, I don't really know his work, but I'm going to be looking into his work, and I'm hoping there's recorded video of his work.
I certainly followed him on Instagram after this episode was over. So, also, I lied. It was not Ellie. It was John Burse.
John Burse.
The last 0 badge finalist. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So.
It's been a couple seasons then.
To look. It has, yeah. So, but we'll see if that trend continues 3 seasons later. But let's talk a little bit about each of our Snatch Game contestants. First up, we have Katrin as Bonnie Tyler. And for that, I'm going to turn around. I can make it. There we go. Okay, turning around.
I'm holding out.
Are you holding out for a Jaffa cake?
Yes, I'm holding out. I'm holding out for a Jaffa cake.
Of Jaffa cake. Total eclipse!
Total eclipse.
I think, so here's the thing with Katrin. I think, did she do well? Yes. Was it mostly canned bits? Yes. Am I mad at that? No. Because it tells me that she prepared. And I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with that. I thought most of what she did was funny. There were a few things that didn't land as well as I wanted them to, and as well she wanted them to be frank. But I think overall, Bonnie did a really good, Bonnie. I'm calling her Bonnie now. Jesus Christ. I think Katrin.
There's 2 Bonnies.
Did a really great job. It's very confusing. I think Katrin did a really good job as Bonnie here. And especially being first in the hot seat, I guess, for lack of a better term here, I think she did a really strong job here. She, for me, was one of the anchors of this Snatch Game. Like, it was every time you came to Katrin, you knew that you were good with Katrin. Like, she was always in character. She was always going to give you something good. And I actually thought her playing off of Paige, and we'll talk about Paige here in a second, I thought her playing off of Paige was actually really, really good. The whole Tina, no bit, I thought was really great. Yeah.
That was probably my favorite moment. I love when queens find a good volleying point. And I think Katrin had the best volleying point in the Snatch Game is when she's like, call Tina Turner, and it couldn't connect because rest in peace, Tina Turner. And she just goes, Tina, no.
Tina, no.
It's definitely giving me Piper, no. And so I laughed.
Very that. And unfortunately, I think that was also Paige's best moment in the Snatch Game, to be honest with you, is playing the straight man to Katrin's Bonnie Tyler. Which is unfortunate, but it really did work in Katrin's favor.
Yeah, such a funny performance. she did her homework. She had she had canvas, but that means she thought about the character and she like workshopped her ideas and she came prepared, which is more than I could say for a lot of queens who do Snatch Game. It's hilarious that she did Bonnie Tyler. I was listening. Bonnie Tyler came up in my playlist this morning while I was working out.
Good.
So yeah. So
Good.
when it came up, I was like, oh my gosh, Bonnie Tyler. But yeah, this is great. I think there were some moments that didn't land, but that's okay as long as like most of your moments land. I think that's fine. I mean, not all our jokes land on the pod. Lord, I know that's right. You know, there's sometimes where our jokes don't land, and I'm like, oop, that didn't work. Let's just move on from that. So I understand the feeling of when something doesn't land, and you just move on right through it. And that's what Katrin did, and she did a great job.
She did a great job with it. Yeah, I agree. I was a little upset she didn't bring up the fact that Bonnie Tyler represented the UK at Eurovision.
Maybe
like it's one of those.
Not part of
it's one of those. It's one of those weird facts that I'm like, it could have been hand-fisted in. I don't know. I still think it's really strange. The year after Engelbert Humperdinck. It was a weird time. A weird time for the UK at Eurovision, but we'll move. Oh, Paige. As Alexa, which I think is such a genius idea.
Mm-hmm.
Genius. And started so well. I think she started really well. 24 degrees with a chance of rain. And like the whole bit and like the going back and forth between the professionalism and the scouse, I thought was a really, like, conceptually, I thought she had a really, really strong concept and a really strong point of view with her Snatch Game. You could just tell that when she ran out of ideas, she ran out of ideas.
Yeah. I think I think Alexa was kind of, she wasn't really considering doing Alexa until Ru was kind of like, oh, I love left field ideas and everything. So she's just like, Paige is the type of person to be like, Ru really liked that Alexa idea, so I'm going to do it. And even though she didn't have as many ideas, but I agree with you, Logan. I think there were so many great ideas that you could do with it. I mean, Alexa, it's like AI. It's like Alexa has all of your search history. That's a joke that you could be like, oh, Ru, I know what you looked up, what you asked me last night when you thought no one was like, kind of thing. There's so much material out there. Or you could do that to any of the other, celebrities. If you know enough about that celebrity, you could make a joke, make a read on some other celebrity. There's so much you could do. And I love this personality that Alexa has, is this kind of like, Essex type, where very pink and prissy and everything. I love that character. It just wasn't fully realized. There were some funny moments though. That's not to say that I don't think Paige did bad in this episode, in the Snatch Game. I just think it was a mixed bag. There was a lot of good jokes, but there was a lot of jokes that also didn't land. And also it happened in the latter half. And like you said, Logan, it showed that she just ran out of ideas, and just kind of got stuck in a place with no ideas.
Yeah. When it was like what does the person to your left smell like? And she was just like, beans. I was like, oh girl, no. Like, oh. It was a little pointed in a not so great direction. It wasn't bad though. That's the problem. Is it wasn't a complete flop. Mm-hmm. Because at least she had a very clear point of view, and I really appreciated the clear point of view. So I'll say that at least that much for Paige. I really did appreciate the distinct point of view. I just wish, and she even said it in critique, she stopped having fun, and I wish she had been able to have fun with it.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It kind of seems how Snatch Game works. Or it's feast or famine. You either have a blast or it is miserable and you just cannot wait for it to be over.
Yeah.
And I think all of us would be terrified to be in that second group, because I'm sure it is just
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just miserable, because this goes on for like 2 hours. Like
It's
it's a
like 2 hours, yeah.
long it is a long process of Snatch Game that they have to keep these characters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh boy, let's talk about Tayrus as Matt Lucas as Precious. So, you're familiar with Matt Lucas?
I'm not, and I haven't gotten
Okay.
around to look it up. I mean, I'll Google it right now.
So, he's a white man,
Oh.
which
Oh.
is why this whole situation is weird. Yeah.
Okay. I
So
gotcha.
this is
The baking show reference makes sense now, because that was relevant when they were
yes,
still on the show. So
correct. Yeah. So this is Tayrus kind of reclaiming that role that Matt Lucas really should never have had.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Why?
Great question. I don't know the answer. I don't know that much about British television. The point being, this is an interesting one for me because I don't know the TV character that well, but I know Matt Lucas well enough just through my, British media knowledge. So, because I don't know the character, and she's clearly doing the character, I'm going to judge for me based on how funny it was to me, which is a bit different than what I have to do for a lot of other people here. I thought her characterization was funny. I thought she had jokes. It's not the strongest Snatch Game I've ever seen. It's not the weakest Snatch Game I've ever seen. It was like right down the middle for me with Tayrus. She had jokes. I thought they were funny. I thought she landed a good number of them. There were some that did not land, but similarly to Katrin, she was able to move on very quickly from jokes that didn't land and kind of recover well enough from what we saw. And overall, I don't think she did all that bad.
I agree. I think this was a middle of road performance. There were some times that were just hilarious, like when Tayrus just closed up shot and then just turned around. That was really
Yeah.
funny. I laughed at that. That was probably her best moment. There were some other moments where I think there was I think Tayrus was trying to put on kind of the charm or the attitude, and it just didn't seem to land. And this might be an editing thing, because I wonder if I was in the room and I watched Tayrus live give that sort of impression, would I feel the same as Rue and Jordan, who did not laugh at a lot of sort of the personality jokes that were coming through? Because I feel like if I'm in the room with someone who has kind of a personality like Tayrus was putting on here, I think I would just bust out laughing. But I laugh at the phone book, so I laugh at absolutely everything.
Right.
Yeah,
it's one of those very interesting scenarios.
I just don't know if it's well, I think Taylor's was the first one called safe, so she was top safe for the episode.
She's safe as far as the fandom wiki is concerned. She is dead set in the middle, fourth of the episode, right down the middle safe. And I think that's frankly based on performance where I would have had her as well.
We'll get to that. Who I would have had, but I don't think this was a bad performance. There were like I said before with Paige, there were jokes that landed and there were jokes that just didn't. And now knowing the reference more, I have more respect for choosing the character. I appreciate what Tayrus was going for here, and that's powerful to reclaim historically offensive depictions in media. I'm all about reclamation for minority groups. So I appreciate that Tayrus was doing that. I just think maybe in this situation, it could have been either done the character a little different, make it your own, or maybe just pick a different character entirely. But I appreciate what she was doing here and the statement she was making.
And not knowing the character as well, because I'm not familiar with the character, I'm curious how, and let us know in the comments, obviously.
We're dumb
And that,
Yankees on this one.
and that includes Terrace. Hey, Terrace, love you.
Yeah, let us
I'm
know.
curious how accurate to the original character was the portrayal. Like, how much of it was the character and how much of it was Terrace? That I'm really curious about. Because neither of us really have any bearing for the character itself. So I'm really curious how much of it was true to the original character. But from the edited product of what we saw, I laughed at a lot of the jokes that Terrace was giving, and a lot of it was, as we kind of talked about, the physical comedy elements. And I think that's where Terrace really shines, is in physical comedy. So
yeah, I think I do think that this was a very personal choice for it, because it is a Jamaican woman that is being portrayed, and so I do appreciate that part of Terrace. I would love to hear like more perspective on the character itself. However offensive the original portrayal is, I think that Terrace found some love and some light in it in this portrayal, and that's something to commend
and celebrate for sure. Certainly. Chair!
Whoa!
Chair! Oh my god. Chair!
We've gone from Cher to charcuterie to chair.
Well, we went from chair, Delta's chair, to share bitch, to charcuterie, to chair.
Whoa.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Hold on. One more time. We went from share bitch to share to whoa, 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 whoa.
How could we forget about the
Because Tamisha Iman is coming for you. To charcuterie, to chair. Bonnie and Clyde, come to the front. Bonnie and Clyde, come to the front.
Mm-hmm.
This is the single stupidest thing I have ever seen in the entire history of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. This is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. This is idiotic. This is stupid. You are stupid. And I will forever love you for this choice. I can't. What the fuck do you mean she played chair? What the fuck do you mean she played chair?
And it's not even like Cher is like a full chair. It looks like from this, she's like one of those pads that you put on a chair to make it more comfortable, ergonomic for yourself. Like it looks like one of those.
At this point, she looks like an upholstered version of what those guys wear at baseball stadiums to carry around all of the concessions when they're walking around going, hot dog, hot dog. Like,
get your hot dog.
Get your hot dog here. I'm chair, bitch.
Ice cold
wagon wheel Watushi. I
even love that the chair part has like the pagoda shape, like bodysuit. Like
it's perfect.
Like her.
It's perfect.
So stupid.
It's perfect.
Oh my gosh.
The first thing I eat in the morning is ass unwillingly.
Now, I have to disagree with you. That's the first thing I eat, but it's very much willingly.
Oh, it's also very much willingly for me.
Get it?
I agree. So Bonnie, you may not be willing, but we are. So, you know, difference of lifestyle, difference of opinion. Regardless, this is one of the dumbest things I have ever seen on Drag Race, and I thank you. And I thank you for this.
This was so stupid. Me and Jonathan could not stop laughing at this. This was like, it was the character. It was Cher, but it was Cher as if she were a chair, and is so stupid but brilliant at the same time, because it's a perfect, like, she did the homework. She had canned bits. She came prepared, but for a concept that is so stupid that I can't. I'm still at a loss for words.
Chair.
Yeah.
I have been walking around since I watched the episode, just going, chair. Chair. It's just,
me and Jonathan, like, we always like say to each other, we're like, chair cootery. I don't even do that anymore.
I don't even
do that anymore.
It's so stupid and so good. Bonnie, I love you. Bonnie, I love you. Bonnie, I love you. I love you.
Yes,
I love you. So
this is like, unironically, this is like an all-time great Snatch Game
This
performance.
is one of the best Snatch Game performances of all time, in my opinion.
It is. It's definitely up there. I think
100%.
Well, hey, maybe we should make a pod about that, you know?
It may or may not be coming later this year. Stay tuned.
Ooh. Y'all subscribe. Hit the bell.
Period. Oh, God. Well, Bones is here. Allegedly as Liam Gallagher.
I mean, the hair's Liam Gallagher.
I will say the look, pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's giving old. It kind of. I don't know about the. I don't know much about Liam Gallagher other than, like, he was the lead singer for Oasis.
Yeah,
that's it. So I'm like, okay, so he's an aged rock and roll star.
Why did she pick this?
I think Bones was wanting to pick someone who. Bones is a very, like, low-key personality, and I think wanted to match that. I think, though, this was, you want to pick someone with dynamics.
Yeah. Oh, God. It was, like, I mean, we just talked about Cher as one of the best Snatch Game choices of the year. This is probably one of the worst, to be honest with you. And I love Bones, and it really upset me, but, like, nothing landed. Not a single joke landed, for me at least. Like, I at least appreciate that, like, there were attempts, but nothing landed at all.
For me, especially because I didn't know the character, I don't know this person as well, other than their professional accolades. I don't know what kind of personality they are. Everybody's saying they're subdued, and I can see it's subdued. But, like, I think there's a way to play subdued well. But I think this is a mistake that a lot of people who don't really want to, like, they don't feel that comfortable in their Snatch Game performance, they want to get somebody who's subdued. And I feel like subdued characters, you have to be very good. You have to be even better. You have to be, like, on top of your game to make a character like that work. So I kind of wish Bones just kind of shot for the moon and picked a really outlandish character that was larger than life that Bones could just overact for. And if it didn't work, you committed to it. And I think it would be better than just not really hitting a really one note low. Yeah, subdued character.
Drink every time Mike just said subdued in the last 2 minutes. Don't do it. Unless you're drinking water. Do not drink responsibly. Everyone drink responsibly. And I thank you. We're going to move on very quickly to Celexa as Zoe Wanamaker as Lady Cassandra from Doctor Who. This is a classic Snatch Game situation of genius choice that just didn't go all the way. Because I think this is an absolutely genius choice. And when she said she had Lady Cassandra, I was thrilled for Celexa. I was like, okay, this is a shoot for the moon choice here. And I think Celexa played the character of Lady Cassandra well. It just wasn't that funny. And that's really what it came down to, is like the characterization and the mannerism and the voice was fine. It just wasn't all that funny, and it ended up being a very one-note kind of performance. There were some good jokes. I think the highlight for me was the skydiving joke. Well, darling, you'd have to use me to skydive, or whatever it was. Like, I thought
Yes, here's
that
a
was really fun.
parachute.
Yeah, you'd have to use me as a parachute, darling. I thought that was really fun. So Lexa kind of dipped in and out for me. Like, sometimes when she hit, it was really good, and it was a good, a good performance. And when she didn't hit, it just wasn't as strong as I would have liked to see it be for Celexa.
Yeah, I do agree. Look, she looks great here. Honestly, if it kind of makes me want like someone do Lady Cassandra on Dragula and like go full concept with it, because that would be amazing. Because I was
Like,
looking at this, I was like,
as like a horror final floor show.
yeah, yes, and I'm just it would go so hard. The thing is, I think she wanted to stick to the character, which the character is just a stretched out face. And so she was just standing there, and I think it constricted her performance way too much. I think she could have moved her hands. I think she could have done some other stuff to make the character more animated, because it honestly was almost there for me. I think it was very funny. I think there a lot of these sort of like she's kind of demented and kind of morbid. That's funny, but I think Celexa played it too low noted. Like, I think she should have like been like, go all the way. It's Doctor Who. It's such a ridiculous like sci-fi show, and it's very campy. Go all the way. People know the reference. A lot of people watch Doctor Who. Even if they don't watch Doctor Who, it's so popular in the UK that people will know the reference, or they'll get what you're saying. She should have just gone all the way. Like, I think she was a little worried it wouldn't be accessible, but I'm like, just you're already a stretched face. Like, just go all the way. Make it so stupid.
Oh, go ahead.
And I think Rue was like, she was down to freak. She was like, I'm here for this stupid idea. Like, show me what you got. And as long as like you see that Rue's receptive, just go for it. Like, don't be too subdued. I said it again. I'll stop saying it.
Today we're drinking Frasca grapefruit citrus, and I'm only drinking a little bit at a time because Mike is going to keep saying subdued.
You're going to finish that drink if I have anything to say about it.
Ooh, I love this drink. I wish they could still do. I wish they could still do other Drag Race contestants on Snatch Game, because I would love someone to do Jessica Wilde.
Oh my gosh! Or Jessica Wilde could be herself on another iteration of Drag Race.
Imagine Jessica Wilde playing season 2 Jessica Wilde on Snatch Game.
That would be great. I love this drink.
I would love. I love this drink. Oh my god, I love it. Because she would. I mean, she played RuPaul in the first one, so why can't she play herself?
Yeah.
Why not? You know what? Sure.
Shout out to Jessica Wilde.
Oh, always shout out to Jessica Wilde. I hope she has her ETB card, and I hope that guacamole tastes good. On
She left
Taco
her
Tuesday, girl.
She left her EBT card.
No, it was the ETB card.
And she would never leave it.
She would never leave her ETB card, girl. Never. Shout out to Jessica Wilde. I love Jessica Wilde.
That challenge was like a bright light in that season.
A season. with a cast that was basically cast for me and then turned out to be a not great season. But
It happens.
you put all of my favorites and Jimbo on one cast, and then it just turned out to be. I don't mind Jimbo, but I would not call Jimbo one of my favorites.
Okay.
I do very much so appreciate Jimbo, but
Mm-hmm.
side note, have you seen the clip of Jimbo on T.S. Madison's podcast where she's talking about the difference between her like being in drag and being trans?
No, I
Oh my god,
haven't.
it's such a good clip because she's like, well, the difference for me is when I want to get out of drag, I want to take the nails off. And like I want to take the nails off, and some of the girls don't want to take the nails off. Like they want to be like tapping the screen with the nails, they want to be sucking the dick with the nails, and then her and Tias are both miming sucking the dick and the nails, and it's a very heartfelt conversation from Jimbo, and then they both just start miming sucking dick with nails on, and it's so good. And I'm just like, it's one of those moments where I finally was like, okay, I think I get Jimbo finally. Like after 3 times on Drag Race, I think I finally get Jimbo. Shout out to Jimbo and Maddie for that.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to Jimbo. I love you. Jimbo, you're one of my favorites. So
I like Jimbo a lot. I like
yeah.
Jimbo a lot. Yeah, Jimbo's great. Jimbo's
Mhm.
lovely. Hey, what's up, you guys? Next up is Elfos against JoJo Siwa. And I think Elfos did such a good job as JoJo Siwa. I think she did such a good job, even though JoJo Siwa's basically straight now, but it's totally fine. But this is pre-straight JoJo Siwa, and I think she did such a good job.
Say
K-pop, JoJo Siwa, yeah!
I was gonna say that joke
That
did not
hurt, too.
age
Oh my
well.
god. Ow. Ow, that hurt.
Oh my
Al,
gosh.
major props to you, girl. Stay 22 for a while, girl. Ow.
Oh my
That
gosh.
hurt to do. Yeah, it did not age well.
I was gonna say I wrote that down when she was just like, "It's okay, I'm lesbian," and I was like, "Oop, not anymore, girl."
Not for long. Not anymore, girl.
When was this film? This must have been filmed before.
Before Celebrity Big Brother. Before
Okay.
Celebrity Big Brother UK. Before she started dating Chris Hughes. Before all of that stuff happened.
Mhm. Oh my gosh, I loved this performance. I love JoJo Siwa. I think she's just a meme machine, and she hasn't been done since Lemon, and Lemon did like her
Yep.
Dance Moms era.
Yep.
Era, but she has like so much material now. Like she is just so unintentionally like cringy and hilarious in everything she does. And I think Elle perfectly encapsulated that. I wish she did some of her stupid dance moves. That would have been
That's
so
the one thing I was
funny.
missing from this. And I'm curious because everyone answers every question on Snatch Game. So I'm really curious if there was some stuff that was cut that was some of the dance move. Because I'm really surprised we didn't get any of the. She did it at the end, but like she did
Okay.
the karma dance at the end, but that's really all we saw, and it was like a very like it was the wide pan, and we didn't get to see like it in the actual Snatch Game.
That's unfortunate.
Which makes me think she like threw it in at the end to make sure she got it in.
Maybe she didn't see the right like path to get to like a dancing bit because
And that's
that is
fair.
hilarious. If y'all have not seen JoJo Siwa recently do any of her dance moves, it's like she's trying to stomp a floor through a hole through the earth. Like you know how they say dancers need to land like
Yes,
cats? She doesn't.
yes.
She lands like an elephant,
No,
like
it's
slamming the
so
ground.
bad. It's so bad. It's oh.
And the joke everyone says is like, "Wow, she was on Dance Moms." Like, what? Like,
The problem is JoJo's a great dancer.
she is, but I don't know why she's not. She's intentionally not being light on her feet. I don't
Yeah,
understand why. It's just a
it is
lot
an
of
intentional
foot
choice.
slamming on the ground.
It's gay
And
pop.
she invented it.
I guess I don't understand it. And you know what? It ain't for me to understand.
Yeah.
I claim that I am a millennial. I claim that. I don't get this. I don't want to get JoJo Siwa. I like her for what she is, but also as someone that watched the entire JoJo and Chris thing happen on Celebrity Big Brother UK and covered it for this podcast, baby, it's a wild fucking journey for me with Miss Siwa. And as someone who grew up watching Dance Moms, wild trajectory for Miss Siwa. On the case of Miss Elvoskir, she looks exactly like JoJo Siwa. Like, it
It's
is spot
insane.
on.
It's
It is
crazy.
spot on. I think Elle did such great. Elle was my second favorite of the week, to be honest with you. I think she absolutely slayed this Snatch Game. And if it wasn't for the fact that Cher was so good, Elle would have 3 badges right now.
I think so too. It was, for me, it was between Elle and Bonnie for the win this week. I also love that she has the teeth on the top row to kind of match, like JoJo has like these crazy like veneer work
It's,
that she's had done.
it's
So she's
crazy.
perfect.
It's
Perfect.
spot on. Everything was spot on. It just...
JoJo's a bad girl now.
JoJo's a bad girl now.
I do bad girl things like smoke and drink. Stay up
Girl.
past 10 p.m.
Girl. Save it, JoJo. I'm sorry. Go enjoy your horseman on your horse farm doing your trad wife shit. Anyway, we move.
But thank you, Al, for bringing that to
Yes,
Snatch Game.
indeed. We go very briefly and quickly into getting ready for the runway. Some people are feeling very, very happy about their performances. Some people are not. Bones. She's breaking down in the workroom with Paige, talking about, moving to London and creating, Bones the character so that, when Bones is perfect, Paul, behind Bones doesn't have to necessarily be, and like the world's like crashing between the two. And it was a very powerful, a very powerful conversation to have. And it's just kind of this like big catalyst moment for Bones in this way that like everything that she's done in this competition kind of just came to a head. And it was kind of just like, well, yeah, she knows she bombed Snatch Game.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that this happened. And she's built herself up in her local scene to then come to Drag Race and not do as well as she expected to do. It's definitely a gut punch, and I feel for her here.
Mm-hmm. I wrote the line that she wrote. She's like, Bones is that perfect thing that no one can touch. But Bones is perfect, so Paul can fumble. And that broke my heart, honestly, because it's hard to feel like, you can only be a confident version of yourself in this alter ego. And now like this alter ego is what we see on the TV show. And he feels like, Bones feels like, oh my gosh, Bones is failing now. So like, what am I now if Bones is not perfect like I've built her up to be? And it was very vulnerable. I'm commend Bones for showing that side of her. It's a hard conversation to have, but I think a lot of people feel seen in that when they feel like there's a lot of imperfections in themselves that they don't like, and that is part of like where they're at in life, of like learning to love yourself. And I hope Bones can go past this week and really kind of find that happiness in both Bones. That Bones doesn't have to be perfect, but Paul is great. Paul's wonderful, and Bones can celebrate the side that is Paul.
Agreed. And for some brevity, my favorite moment of this entire episode was after that, when the Celtic sisters are talking about how successful they were at Snatch Game, and we get a gorgeous confessional from Tayris going, girl, I'm not buying this white Destiny's Child.
Shady. I was gonna say this is a great episode for the Three Little Celtic Pigs.
Yes, the Celtic sisters are doing
Celtic sisters.
Terrace Mongardi, the icon that you are. I love you. I love you so much. You shady little boots in the shade. I love it. I love it so much. But with that, I think we can go to the runway. Ow. RuPaul looks like RuPaul.
I was gonna say classic Ru silhouette.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Michelle looks like Michelle.
Just wearing leopard print, you know. I would expect nothing less.
Right. They both look great.
This is great. Great looks on them.
Great
no
looks. Lovely. Lovely. Fabulous. Wonderful. Alan looks lovely.
Alan always looks lovely. I always love like the embroidery and the sequins or rhinestones he'll put on and stuff.
Yeah. Gorgeous rhinestone appliques. But I'm here today on this occasion to talk at length about Miss Susan Wokoma. This made me so happy. This made me so thrilled. I only wish we had a standard Snatch Game for the purposes of having Susan Wokoma as a Snatch Game contestant. But I will forgive Drag Race UK for not doing it because she was on the judging panel. But I love this woman. I adore this woman. She is so funny. I think she's one of the best guest judges I've seen in a long damn time. I love that while I'm gushing over her, you are looking up who she is. I became familiar with Susan Wokoma because of Taskmaster, which is why I know a lot of British comedians. So
okay, I watched Chewing Gum.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Werk.
Yeah.
Okay.
She looks different than her character in Chewing Gum.
Oh, certainly. Yes. She looks so fierce here.
This is great.
I love this from Susan. I love her. I love this. And I thought all of her critique and all of her encouragement and everything she gave this episode was so fabulous. And I loved every single bit of Susan Wokoma on Drag Race. And I have been looking forward to this since the guest judging list was announced and Susan Wokoma was on this list. And all I want to say is thank you, Drag Race UK, for having Susan Wokoma on this episode. For the correct episode. Because if they had her on for a damn girl group or a design challenge, I would have been mad and angry and upset. But they had her on for the correct episode. And Susan Wokoma, I love you. That's all.
Would have been better if she hosted.
Correct. Also, Susan Wokoma should have won her season of Taskmaster, but that's beyond the point. Greg Davies didn't like her. I stand by that point. Anyway, category is Christmas.
Holiday ho ho ho's.
Holiday ho Christmas.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Category is Christmas. It's Christmas runway. Holiday ho ho ho's. Thank you. Obviously, we're going to talk in full about these looks on Look Over Here. So make sure to check that out. Here we're going to teabag these looks, starting with Miss Elle Vosk.
Do you want me to start?
Sure.
I like this look on Elle. I'll be honest. I think that candy cane could have gone. I think it's taking away from the main look. I think this creative sort of like ribbons motif is really, really nice. My only thing is that her leg of her dress, I wish was on the other leg. I think there's this asymmetrical like effect that would have worked better if that was on the other side of the leg. But this is a T for me.
It's going to be a slight bag for me this week for Elle. It's not my absolute favorite thing she's worn. Conceptually, I love it. On execution, there's a lot of things I would have done differently. But I like the idea of kind of this deconstructed, almost like you pulled all the things out of the attic for Christmas and it kind of like fell onto her. I like that concept, but in execution, it's a little hodgepodge for me, to be honest. And she wasn't bringing it to the hodgepodge, unfortunately.
I was gonna say, bring
So,
it to the hodgepodge.
shout out to Vinegar Strokes. But yeah, it's gonna be a slight bag for me today.
Mm.
But the face is incredible, as it always is.
Yeah, I will say the bows in the head. I like it. Kind of looks a little bit like pigtails. I liked that it gave that sort of effect. It was cute.
Team, I agree with that. Selects addiction.
I think this is a good look. What it reminded me of, I now wish that she did. It reminds me of Martha May from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And
Yep.
I really, really now wish that she just did like a prosthetic or something and went full like who from Martha May, Huvier, I think is the last name.
Yeah.
Also, the nip slip is very distracting, and I think it's not the first time that it's happened to Celexa with her breastplates. So, someone who wears breasts a lot, I wish that that kind of detail would have been caught, but it's minor. This is still T for me.
It's gonna be a slight T for me, for similar reasons. I do wish she had gone full camp with it because we have seen some really fun camp from Celexa in her runway package. So I think this would have been a really fun opportunity to get camp from her. But for the glamour look that we were presented, I think it's clean. I think it's very well done. The nip slip was a little distracting, but I will say the breastplate line that she was able to create like is absolutely seamless. So I am going to give her major props for that. And all of her skin matching from face to breastplate to leg, it's completely seamless. So it is very, very well done. I just think a couple of things could have been tweaked. So the T is there. It's been sitting out for a little bit, so it's a little less hot than I would have liked it to be. Bonnie.
I love this dress. This dress is gorgeous. I don't get Christmas from this. If you were to show me this look by itself and ask me what was the category, I don't think I would get to holidays at all. I really don't.
Would probably say gold.
Gold would be my first choice of what this is. This look is amazing, though. This dress is amazing, though. I have to give it a little bit of a, I'm going to give it a slight T because it's still a gorgeous dress. It still does match Christmas. Gold is a Christmas color. It's just the way that it's presented here does not give me any sort of Christmas or holidays feeling. But it's a slight T for me just because she looks incredible. This is gorgeous. This is one of the most gorgeous dresses I think Bonnie has worn all season for me. It's just the application to the theme is the issue for me.
And what does it is it's so simple, and yet it's so clean, it's so precise, it's so gorgeous, and that's Bonnie's drag, and I love every single bit about it. But I do agree. I think what she was going for is kind of the wrapped effect in the way that the base garment is wrapped around her. I think that's what she was going for with it. For me, because of the category, I'm going to give it iced tea because it doesn't fit the brief as well as I would like it to. I do agree with you on that. But this is absolutely stunning. It's stunning. And I'm not going to take that away from her. It just doesn't fit the brief as nicely as I would like it to. Terrace Mongardi.
I agree with, I think Rue said it. This was the most gorgeous thing Terrace has worn all season. And I agree. This is gorgeous. It is a Vegas showgirl like type, which we see a lot, but this is done so well. It is so gorgeous. It sparkles. I love the silhouette of it. It's like we said before, the last one, it's more simple, but it's done so well, and it's clean, it's gorgeous. I'm gonna give this piping hot tea. I get holidays from it. It checks all the boxes for me. Terrace, you killed it this week. This is hot tea.
from the color palette to the silhouette to the way she presented it to every single detail. It's piping hot tea. This was my favorite look of the week in that it's so simply, beautifully, perfectly done on Taurus. No notes. Would not have changed a single thing on this look. I'm going to go even beyond that. It's a full cup. It is a full cup. I loved this look. It is. I loved it.
I'm between. It's really close between this look and another one we're going to talk about soon. So,
and I'm
for my
pretty
favorite,
sure I know which one. So
yeah,
and I understand why. But yeah, this is incredible for me, and it's so simple in concept, but perfectly done. I'm going to save the rest of my thoughts for look over here. I'm very excited to talk about it more. Page 3.
I love the how am I going to say this? The fusing of like it's like kind of a nutcracker, but it's also kind of like what is it called? The guard that guards the royal palace, royal guards. It's kind of a fusion of the two. I definitely get it's a nutcracker. You know, the mustache, the little rosy cheeks, and everything give that sort of effect. I love like how tight it is, and because everything is so tight, the one thing that's detracting for me is the shirt is a little loose. It's kind of flowy, which is kind of visually kind of doesn't fit with the rest of the outfit. That is a very minor nitpick though, because this is a great look for me. I'm gonna give this one T.
Yeah, there was a bit of a fit issue, just a slight fit issue in the top. I do agree, but otherwise, it was such a good look. She went home in that. Like 3 weeks in a row. Like she went home in that. Like, damn girl. This is tea for me. I love this look. The better of the Nutcracker looks on the night, and we'll talk about it.
We will.
Bones.
This is the other look I was talking about.
Of course, yeah.
I am between this and Taurus's look for my favorite look of the week. This is such a one. It's so flowy. It's so there's so much like warmth and mirth and just holiday love in it. But also the belt and how it's like silhouetted. There's shape to it. Like you have something so flowy, but have like such a tight shape to it. That's genius. That's genius. Bones did a great job on this runway. This is piping hot tea. Amazing job.
And the color of this whole ensemble too is so good. Coat made by Delicious as well. Love.
Delicious name dropped.
Like, and you can tell like the craftsmanship is so beautifully done here. This is hot tea for me. I loved this look. There's a few things I would change and a few things I would maybe alter, but that was the other thing that I noted as well, Mike. The thing I like the most is that there is that belt and there is the silhouette, and the way that it flowed on her, she walked, was so beautifully, perfectly done. It's hot tea for me. I loved this on Bones. I loved it.
And also, like, I didn't know that, like, that was like, I thought it was all one piece. That's like a coat. And then when she takes it off, I was like, I love the dress underneath. Like everything I love about this.
It's
outfit.
also good. It's so seamlessly done too. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Katrin.
I love the campiness of the performance and the concept that Katrin was bringing. I actually do. I thought it made me laugh. We all know what she's going for. She's going for Nutcracker. There's some issues that I had. I wish there was more shape to the outfit. I think it was. I just also think the finer details on the wig. Wig was probably my biggest issue. It felt very messy for me. It's holiday. I'm gonna give it a coldest of teas because I do like the performance, and I do like the garment. I think that there's a way to do this with this garment that works. But yeah, that's a very cold tea for me. It's not one of my favorites this week.
Katrin, I adore you. Let me make that very clear before I say what I'm about to say. Whoever the designer was that made this for you, to that designer, I'm so sorry. Because the garment is cute. Everything else, no. No. I'm sorry. No. It's a bag. It is a bag. Put this in the bag and then ship it back to the designer so that they can mail it off to somebody else who could style it better. Bag. Big ol' bag. Large bag. Bag.
And that's that.
And that's that on that. She did look like the saw puppet, though. I will say that. That's maybe the funniest thing Alan Carr has said all season, to be honest with you. But yeah, of the judging, that was one thing that stood out to me. And then Bones having a full, moment on the runway with Ru. This is the season of people having moments on the runway. Emotional breakthroughs on the runway. I'm not mad at it. It's just, we've had a couple this season so far. And I appreciate when this, you can also tell that Ru likes this cast because Ru is willing to have the emotional conversations with most of this cast.
Yeah. I love that what she said to Bones is like, you know what, find that 13-year-old boy and tell him that it's going to be okay. I think that's something that's very relatable to a lot of people in and out of the queer community. There are these, insecurities that we have from our childhood that we're trying to process as adults. And I appreciate Ru saying, like, I think genuinely sage advice for, younger queer people. But also Bones being vulnerable in that regard in front of Ru, in front of all the cameramen and the judging panel.
I agree with that. And then we go back to Untucked.
Whew.
Where Paige tells the top 3 that their looks are not as good compared to the other 4. And Elle gets in her feelings.
This is the most angry I've ever seen Elle this season.
This is the most emotion we've seen out of Elle this season.
Yeah.
Let's be real and honest and genuine on the pod today. Like,
she's been as cool as a cucumber all season long and just kind of focusing on the drag. Not this moment. And she called her out in the moment.
You don't like my look?
Yeah.
You don't like my look?
I get where I get what Elle was going for. It was kind of unnecessary. Yeah. And Paige even was kind of double thinking, like, she was like, should I even say this? Like, it's a little mean. I'm just gonna say it. She probably should not have said it. That probably should have stayed in the drafts. I mean, we don't have to say the obvious part out loud.
I mean, she's correct.
But here's the thing. I mean, I gave everybody teas, so I thought this was a great runway top to bottom, in my opinion. So I get where Paige is coming from, where she's like, I just think these were the best. I'm not saying y'all's were bad. But Elle took it as like, oh, we're shite then.
Yeah, I see where Elle is taking it. I didn't think Elle needed to be this, taken aback by it. But also, Elle has been, annoyed by a lot of things that Paige has done this season. So I think had this comment come from really anybody else in the competition, I don't think she would have cared. But because it's coming from Paige, who she's been annoyed by, without letting Paige know that, she's had this annoyance towards Paige all season. Now it's manifesting, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back in this situation, where now she has justification to be like, oh, now I can come for you because you said something.
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, Elle said very early in the season that, a lot of people really, really underestimate her. And to be honest, they did, and we did, everybody did, and she's proving us all wrong. She's
Correct.
killing this season. I actually think after this episode, I think she's kind of the front runner of the season going forward.
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, it is wild, but I think Page 3 and Bones, these people who are like huge names, all of a sudden we'll get to it. They're the bottom two. So like Elle's going to be like, you may have been big coming into this, but like she kind of, I think part of her is kind of like, no, Paige, you're in the bottom and you need to just kind of face the fact that you did the worst this week. And I think she kind of wanted to reiterate that and saw what Paige said is kind of trying to claw her way back up. And I was just like, you were in the bottom this week. Just accept it for what it is.
Yeah. And it's kind of wild that after this week, we have 4 people who have not touched the bottom 2.
I mean, that, yeah.
Only Bones and Tyrus have lip synced.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I was like, that has to change because there's somebody in that 4 has to, at least one has to hit that bottom 2 at least once.
At least once before the end of the competition.
Celexa has lip synced.
Celexa did lip sync. Yeah, no. Yeah, Celexa. So yeah, 3 half of the competition. I put the Naring Bella lip sync out of my mind because I didn't want to remember that Naring Bella has gone home. I wanted to just completely forget about that, to be honest.
We're still in mourning.
I'm still in mourning, absolutely.
We're still in
but speaking of lip syncing, let's talk about
yes.
it. I want to talk about it. So our top 3 are the Celtic girls, Katrin, Bonnie, and Elle. And the winner is Chair!
Whoa!
Chair! Whoa, it's Chair!
I'm an Oscar winner! I'm a winner!
Take this repeater badge and think of Ireland, bitch! Of course.
No notes. This top 3 and winner is correct.
100%. Yeah, the only person that I could have seen coming even close to winning other than Bonnie was Elle, and I don't think her runway did her any favors, to be honest. So
I mean, Bonnie looked amazing in that dress. I didn't get Christmas from it, but like it's an amazing dress.
Correct. Yeah. But yes, Bonnie wins. Before all of that, Tyrus is called safe. Love, love, love. Fab, fab, fab. Perfect, perfect.
Agreed.
And it is Twink versus Twink versus Twink in the bottom 3. Paige, Bones, and Celexa. And it is a Soho Twink showdown in the bottom 2. Bones and Paige.
Soho Showdown Part 2.
Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
And oh boy, I was like, this better be a good lip sync song because you have Bones and Paige in the bottom 2. This better be a good lip sync song. And when Tainted Love came on, I said, oh, strap the fuck in. I am sat, I am settled, and I am here to watch good drag on this stage. And that's exactly what the fuck we got.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, is this the first time we're getting Tainted Love?
Yes. Finally.
That is such an iconic song.
Another song. This is the season. This season alone has had 3 songs that I have been wanting to see as lip sync songs on Drag Race, because we got Spectrum, we got Don't Rain on My Parade, and now we got Tainted Love. I'm like, Jesus, okay, what's next? Like, are they finally going to do Susan Boyle? Are we finally going to get Susan Boyle?
We should.
It's been on iPods before.
It has been on UK Drag Race iPods before. We'll see.
Well, I kind of, in this lip sync, it was close. I will say it was close, but I think
Yes.
for the tone of the song, Bones's outfit was better suited to kind of this sexy, kind of like mid-tempo style. And so it was close. I do think Paige also, I thought she would like maybe take her mustache off or something, but she didn't. And I think it really, anything that covers your face, rip it off. It's okay. Rue's not going to be upset. She wants to see your lips. She wants to see your face. So.
I forgot we had Susan Boyle already. Never mind. On season 5, I forgot we had Susan Boyle. I just remembered that via external factors. Anyway, I agree with you that I think this was a very close lip sync. For me, I would have actually leaned Paige's direction in this lip sync. I think Bones did a very great job here. For me, I think Paige was hitting the beats of the song a little bit stronger for me. I don't think she needed the split at the end. I think some of the stunts were a little desperation,
a little
bit too far, just a touch. But I think she was really taking in the beats of the song really well. I actually really liked it with the mustache, to be honest with you. I didn't mind it as much because it was a male lead vocal. So I actually think in a weird way, it kind of added to the lip sync for me. And Bones did a great job. Bones did deserve to win this lip sync. Frankly, I would have been more okay had they both stayed. That's not in the logistics of this season right now.
I was wondering for a second if they were going to maybe
I would have
double
loved
Shantae.
it. Knowing the logistics of next week's challenge, where there are only 6 celebrities to come in for the makeover, it wasn't going to happen. I would have loved that. That would have been a more optimal outcome for me personally than Bones going home, frankly, because they both did really well. If I had to name a winner, for me, I do think I would have leaned Paige's direction, only because I think she had a bit of there were a couple of moments that were a little bit sharper for me. I liked what Bones was doing and really getting into the minutia of the song. But there were a couple of moments that felt very everything kind of felt very similar to me for Bones. And I thought what Paige was doing was a little bit more dynamic at certain moments. But this is a phenomenal lip sync. One of my favorite lip syncs this season. And like I said, I would have been more happy had they both stayed. That would have been my optimal outcome. But we put out an exit interview this morning, so somebody went home. And it's Paige.
It makes sense based on the episode and what we saw, but it is a shock to take a step back and just be like, Paige 3 just went home at final 7.
Yeah. I won't get into it too much because I encourage all of you to go watch our exit interview with Paige, because I've loved all of the interviews we've done this season, but I really enjoyed talking to Paige. And I think when you do watch, you will understand why her going home here is actually really, really beautiful and lovely for her journey. Going home 7th on season 7 in episode 7, like there's a completionary situation here with Paige, and I think it's very the universe was putting her in the right place at the right time here. I'm devastated because she's one of my absolute favorites on this season, but I love everyone on this season, so it's like every elimination sucks here. But as someone who's watched Paige for years prior to Drag Race, and every year was like, when's Paige gonna get on? When is Paige? To finally see Paige get on Drag Race and to see her succeed in the way that she has, and to get the fan reception that she has, especially over the last year and a half, leading up to Drag Race. To have everything that she has now and to be in such a beautiful place for herself. I'm just so happy as a fan of hers. I just absolutely adore her. I'm so happy she got so much out of this Drag Race experience. I'm going to miss seeing her on the show every week because I really do adore her. But I certainly do not think this is the last time we're going to see Page 3 on Drag Race.
I 100% agree. I think Page 3 is like pure star power. I mean, she's Sasha Colby's drag daughter. I mean, like that's that's talent. I also did see that Page 3 was, I don't know if she still is currently in LA visiting Sasha Colby. So
I don't know where she did the interview today, to be honest with you.
So I was wondering, maybe part of me was like going, oh, is Paige in LA so that she can be with family for when the episode drops?
Oh no, she is in London.
Okay.
She is in London. We talked about it because her and her parents went out to dinner last night in Soho.
Okay.
So we did now, I don't know if she flew to LA today. That she very well might have, but
yeah. But that was just what's in the back of my mind because I saw it on her Instagram or Sasha's Instagram recently. Look, Page 3, I'm so glad that everybody got to see her. She is pure star power. She is going to be back. This is not the end. We're turning a page, but we'll be back to Page 3 at some point very soon, I'm pretty sure. I'm glad that she got a win before an exit because I know that she wanted that recognition. I was worried going in when I saw this bottom two that this is sadly kind of the editing that we saw from Page 3 of just like the judges didn't really see her all season long. They saw her last episode, but then it kind of feels like, oh, well, this is the exit point for them. I do love what Ru said about Page 3. Ru always has like a very lovely line, and I thought this was great. Like she said, "You deserve to be on the cover, girl." Also, her exit line, hilarious.
I just have one thing to say. So the other day I was going to the store and I just had to go pick up some apples and she talks about that in our interview and it's really funny. But yeah, I love you, Paige. Love you. We adore you here. I will speak on everyone who is also not here. We adore you. We absolutely adore you. And come on the pod.
Yes.
We would love to have you.
Yes.
Maybe she will. We'll figure it out. But love you, Paige. And with that,
no.
You lost another one, Mike.
Paige, you were my first choice.
I know.
You were number one in the draft.
And number 2.
Yeah.
You and John and River took Paige with the first 2 picks in the draft. So the draft is all over the place now. Big shakeups in the draft. But Eris is still in 5th, which makes sense because he's British. So that's fair. And we love to see it. So Eris is in last on 60. And then we have a big jump up to Lana now in 4th on 68.5, River in 3rd on 60 or on 71. I've now jumped to 2nd with 73. And Mike, you and John are now in 1st with 75.5 points.
We're trucking along here.
It is still, honestly, you guys, the competition is starting to heat up.
It's anybody's. I know we said like earlier, Elle seems like the front runner, but like only just so. Like this is very like anybody's.
It went right over your head, didn't it?
I'm a himbo, remember? You gotta.
Yep, he put the him in himbo today.
What? Say it again, just for me.
Honestly, you guys, the competition is starting to heat up.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite Georges lines of all time. I have to quote it any opportunity I get to. Any opportunity. Smuggy. But next week it is Celebrity Makeover.
That's exciting.
Okay. I knew one of the people.
I would have to look at the list again. A lot of times it's like influencers, and a lot of times those are very siloed. Like they have their own like fans, and it's not a lot of like, you know them or you don't.
Yeah. I knew one of them, and it was the homosexual. So, I'm excited for him.
Checks.
Excited for him. And otherwise, we will see how the rest of next week goes into our top 6. And we will be back next week to talk about episode 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 7. In the meantime, make sure to check out our exit interview with the stunning, gorgeous, and fabulous Page 3, because we had a gorgeous time talking to her earlier today. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out all of our drag coverage here on this channel and all the coverage we're doing across the Cup Network. All those links are down in the description below. Go get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all. Bye-bye. Ow.